Since the last time we did this, some things have changed and some things haven't. So welcome to Yog Vashishta 2.0. So what would you like to do? What should we do? That's a very good idea. Silence. It's a very good idea. Once upon a time, very short story. It's a very short story. So once upon a time, there was a man called Akashaj. Akashaj. So Akashaj means one who is born out of space. Born out of space. So in one talk long ago, Gurudev explained that there are different types of beings, different types of creatures. So Akashaj, those who are born out of space. So which are the creatures which are born out of space? So he said, if you put some food in a bottle and leave it, and if there's some moisture, you find some fly-like things inside the bottle in a few days. Yeah? Born out of space. Similarly, there are some beings which are born out of eggs. Andaj. Born out of eggs. Birds, snakes, many other insects. Similarly, some creatures are born out of copulation. Mammals, and so on. So this one is called Akashaj, born out of space. And Akashaj is, he's not just born out of space, he lives in space, in his own space. So he's very unconcerned about, what's going on. He's in his own space and very untouched, also untouched like space. He's not just born out of space, he lives also like space. So he's untouched by any event and he's not interested. Whatever he does, it's not out of a motive. He does because, it just happened. You do it out of your nature. And that's how he lives life. And he lives a long, healthy life. And one day, death. So for this story, death is let's imagine death to be a 20-year-old girl who's scrolling through her Insta. And that's how she keeps track of, whose time is up. So she's scrolling through her Insta reel and she says, Akashaj, it's been a while, dude. How come your time's up? So death is she's just doing her job. It's just her job. It happens to be death. She likes it. She likes her job. So she says, okay, your time's up. And so she says, okay, I'll go and fetch you now. But she goes and tries to kill him, do her job, and it doesn't work. And she's like, She tries once and twice and thrice and multiple times, and she says, but I'm the authority here. I'm the one who decides who lives for how long and when your time's up. But how come it's not working on my authority, doesn't work on him? So she goes to Yamraj. So Yamraj is the head of department. The way this story is structured, clearly there's a hierarchy, and we thought death is like Death, but in this story, Death is an executive. He's social media. He's a 20-year-old social media, Insta scrolling girl. And she goes to her head of department. What's up, dude? How come? I'm trying. I've tried so many times, and it's not working on this guy. He goes on unaffected by anything. And so Yamraj then explains to her, the head of the department. He says, no, you got it all wrong. It's not you who kills anyone. You don't kill anyone. It's their karma that kills them. It's what they do that kills them. You are just an instrument. You're just you're just a nimit. You're just an instrument. But it's actually their karma that kills. You just happen to be there. And if you really want to kill him, you discover find out his karma. Find out what has he done. So, in this context, karma is impressions in the mind. So, karma has multiple meanings, and in this context, karma is action also, what you do, but impressions. So, I am this, I do this, I have done this, I should not have done this. All of this is karma. And that is what causes death. That is what kills people. Yamraj is explaining to this young intern. And she's, okay, I'll go find out. So she goes to find out, and she goes through his whole Akash's entire record. And she finds that this dude's clean. He's got no karma. And then she realizes, you're right. She tells her head of department that you're right. He's got no karma, and that's why I'm powerless against him. That's it. Yeah, just established in your nature, and even death has no power over you if you are just established in your nature. So Yog Vasisht is just on that. They hammer this through every page, every paragraph, every story. And it's got stories for every age group also. So this one was a little bit dark. So there's one story which is called Children's Story. And it's a story about 3 princes who lived in a place called Neverland. Story of 3 princes in Neverland. 2 of them were not born yet, and the 3rd one had not been conceived. So although they were princes, they fell on bad times, or bad times fell on them, whichever suits you. But they were going through some hard time, and they said, okay, I think let's do some work, let's make some money, let's make a living. And so they ventured out, and they go out, and they go from one place to another, and not very successful, not getting a lot of work, and they get tired, so they decide to rest under 3 trees. They rest under 3 trees, and um, 2 of which had not sprouted and 1 had not been planted. So they rest under these 3 trees, and they rested for some time, and they had fruits from those trees. They had fruits from those trees, rested for some time, and moved on. And then they came across 3 rivers, 2 of which did not have water, and third one had dried. So then they called up our river rejuvenation department and they said, so they came across 2 rivers, 2 of which had no water and third one had dried up. So they played in those rivers. They bathed and they played in those rivers and moved on. And they moved on and they came to a town, a new town. And this town was called the future. So they entered the future, and when they entered the future, they found for themselves places to live. So they found 3 houses. So 2 had not been built, and the third one was without walls. See, this story, as you can tell, is all about detail. So 2 had not been built, and the third one was without walls. Clearly, there's a distinction between 2 rivers that are without water and the third one which has dried up. So they find 3 houses, 2 of which have not been built, and the third one is without walls. And they start living there, and as they are living there, they one day decide to call some guests. So they call 3 learned men, 2 of which are without bodies, and third one is without a mouth. So they call them for lunch, they call them for a meal. And to these 3 guests, they served in 3 plates. So 2 of those plates did not have a bottom, and the third one was all powder. So they served them, and in this city called the future, those 3 princes lived happily ever after. Such a nice story, no? It's a real story. I mean, it's not obviously not a real story, but a real story in the sense it's from Yoga Vashishta. It's for children. It's called children's story, because why should you deprive anybody, any age group, from confusion? Why should you not confuse everybody? No, what did you take away from this story?
I think 3 things.
3 things.
You went there. 2 things I have forgotten.
Two I have forgotten, third one? I didn't hear. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yeah? Makes no sense. So does life. It doesn't make sense. See, many times Gurudev also said last month in satsang, this world is illogical. This world, if you see this world, it makes no sense. It's illogical. But we get used to it. We get used to it. But there are so many things in this world that don't make sense. See, in this story, once upon a time, there are three princes. Yeah, okay, something's coming up. And then you say something, they're not born yet. Yeah, a house which has not been built, they live there. They bathe in a river which has no water. But it still progresses as a story. It still has the structure of a story, but it's a non-story. Yeah? So this world appears to have substance, no substance. That's how this world is. It appears to make sense, but it doesn't. A tiny seed in time sprouts and becomes a massive tree. If you do a time lapse on a small seed and it sprouts and becomes a massive tree. Yeah? And that tree has so many other fruits which have so many other seeds. And out of those seeds sprout many other trees. So many trees inside one seed. Does it make sense? Can you comprehend? You're used to it, but think about the yeah. So because of familiarity, we a lot of the wonder around us, the wonder of life, we look over it, we overlook it, whichever suits you. Yeah, but if you see this, so many things which are just, they can really wake you up.
So from a broader perspective, can we say that it is a cause and effect?
Yeah, if you try to understand things in terms of cause and effect, it's still logic. You still want it to make sense. This is the cause and that is the effect. This is illogical. This world is illogical. So similarly, if you do a time lapse across life, across human life, we were not there 100 years ago. Yeah, and then you enter sperm, then you grow in a womb, then you pop out into this world, and then you grow bigger in size up to a limit, hopefully, and then you vanish, then you go, and it's why?
I guess it's a law of nature.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the law of nature, but the law doesn't make any sense. It's illogical. Of course, it's the law of nature, but so we understand things in three levels by three means. One is a word. Second is its meaning, and the third is the actual thing, the experience. So word, language, meaning, logic, and third is the experience. So if I say apple, the word, you understand what I mean by the word apple. Picture pops up in your head, that's the meaning, but it's still not the actual apple. Yeah, you see the word, the meaning, and the actual thing. Right? So it's important to learn the distinction is because then we understand the gap between words, logic and reality. Ulta, words, logic and reality. There is a gap because in words, for example, you can say a flame of fire, and it's a very common expression, used many times, used very commonly, a flame of fire. But the reality is that the flame is fire. Or you can say a wave in the ocean, very common, and you put the words together, and everybody believes that, a wave in the ocean, but the wave is the ocean. Yeah? So, very similarly, you can say Nakul and Himanshu and Utkarsh and Tirumurti, but it's all that. So, if you deal in words but don't live in words, if you deal in logic but not live in logic, always being aware of that which is beyond words and that which is beyond logic, then you are not lost. So Adi Shankaracharya, his method, how he says how to reach that, he says whatever you can comprehend, whatever you can put a name to, whatever you can understand, not that. So, table, not this. Chair, no. If you have to say this hall, if you have to say this, what is this hall? Is this the hall? It's in the hall. This chair is in the hall, but not this, not this, not this, not this, not this, not this, not this. Whatever you can put your finger on, whatever you can understand, grasp, comprehend, label, not that. And after you've done that comprehensively, not this, not this, not this, not, and you're exhausted completely, then whatever is left, for which there are no words. Because if there was a word, you would already say not that. Yeah? So, no matter what you know, something you don't know. That. Yeah? So, after knowing everything which is relevant, which is useful, after knowing everything, what's your address? Where do you stay? I don't know. Where do you have to live? I don't know. Because if you know, it is not that. Am I making sense?
Yeah, not that.
But is it making, yeah? Not that. So I was reading another book on maths, the journey of maths, and how what were problems of calculus, how. So very simple real life situation where if I have to walk to this wall, you have to cover this distance to this wall. I walk and I cover. and I'm able to cover this whole distance. I'm able to touch the wall. I keep walking, I walk a few steps, and in a few steps I finish. Yeah? If I just add one condition to this, I can walk to the wall, but I can in one go, I can only walk half the distance. I will never reach so between me and the wall, it's very small distance, it's very finite distance. Yeah? But this distance, this small distance hides infinity. In fact, infinity is hidden at every step. And everything which is finite hides infinity. That makes sense? Yeah? So, everything which is this and that hides that, which is not this and not this and not this and not that. Infinity both ways, big and small, yeah. Yep. As you get closer, and if you do this for 5 years, you'll be like almost to the wall, but not quite. Yeah? In millimeters, if you're 1 millimeter away, you walk half millimeter and then 1/4 and so on. But you'll never reach the wall. Mathematically, theoretically. Yeah? So, in all actions, everything that you do, everything is natural, it's normal, but we are aware of that which is beyond me, that which is beyond this limited me, beyond the limited me. Because I think that this is me, but my breath goes all over. My breath goes all over the earth. I mean, theoretically, we are all, so you are not limited to just this location, just this geographical location. You are all over, and how big is the atmosphere? So many kilometers up in the sky, all around the earth. And there also it becomes thinner and thinner and thinner. So you go beyond the atmosphere. And that's the aura meditation, by the way. Yeah? So it's not something you have to imagine, it's true. You're not what you think you are. You're not this limited person or limited individual that you think you are. You're always aware of not this. These stories and all these concepts they all seem like intellectual gymnastics. True. But the intellectual gymnastics is to make the intellect say, is to just free you from your intellect. Yeah, because you're a prisoner to your own understanding, a prisoner to your own ideas, a prisoner to your own intellect. But to free you from that, and your intellect go, gosh, now you can be free. And it's not all dry. It's very juicy. It's very alive. So that which is this infinity, which is this big life that we are all part of, there is this giant organism. This universe is one giant organism that we are all part of, is very romantic, is very emotional, is very loving. So it's not dry logic and dry concepts. And when you get free from the chick, 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 which most people spend their entire lives on, when you get free from chick, 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 and you go, life begins. That's when life begins. And I can't even say it's a royal life, because royal is also very small. It's godly life, really. Because the whole point of knowledge is to know that your life, however it has been, whatever events you've been through, whether they've been pleasant or unpleasant or this or that, the whole point of knowledge is realizing that your life, however it has been, is a love story. Is a love story. Not with this person or this person or this person, because they could change. I mean, at different times you were in love with different people. But it's a love story. Who's on the other side? That's the thrill. That's the discovery that is the discovery of a lifetime. That it's a love story, but with who? With whom? That's the discovery. And here, if you remember Gurudev's promise, I can't promise you this, I can't promise you this, I can't promise you this. But if you are willing to, very beautiful words, I will cherish you more than mother loves her newborn, and you will find yourself in my arms. You will find yourself. So that discovery, myself, that discovery, you don't know. At any moment, you cannot say, I know. You don't know. What's your address? Where do you stay? I don't know. It is unknown. Although it is your own self. It is your own self. I don't know. Yeah? So, this is timeless. When you hit this when you hit this space in time, timeless. Something stops. There is something eternal about this. Yeah, in Yoga says so many places he says this world is real and not real. See, if it's logic, it has to be A or B, real or not real. I can't be both. But that's how it is. It's both. It's real because it's there. You can't deny it. And it's unreal because it doesn't stay. Like this. A seed becomes a plant, becomes a tree, that becomes another seed, and it's unreal. What is living through this seed and this tree, another seed, another tree, and so on? There is life, the life flows. But you see the tree and the seed and the tree and the seed. But this one life is unbroken stream of life. Through people. Your parents before your grandparents, and unbroken stream of life. But you see, this was my great-great-great-grandfather, and then my great-great-grandfather, and my great-grandfather. And you see, but this one unbroken life is one large life. That's what you are. Beyond all concepts, beyond all understanding, beyond all everything that you can grasp, imagine, understand, beyond all that.
How do we go beyond this?
Sorry?
How do we go beyond all these things?
Yeah. So how do you go beyond all that? When you realize that you don't have to go beyond anything. It is already like that. Your breath is already traveling. You're already infinite. You don't have to become infinite. You are already infinite.
Then why are we still trying? Try for some.
Good question. Why are you trying? Why are we trying? Why are you trying? Yeah, good question. Relax. We're not yet tired of trying. So, yeah, there's a talk by with that also. Gurudev says, "Are you tired?" Have you heard that talk? Yes. Are you tired? If you're not, get tired. Line 1 is, "Are you tired?" Second line, "If you're not, get tired." Because then you can relax. You're not fully tired yet. That's why you're trying. Try all you want and then relax.
What if we relax without trying?
What if you relax without trying? It's a shortcut. Yeah. You can learn from others' efforts, others' tries, and yeah, that's a shortcut.
Is this for intellectual or fool? Because a fool cannot understand also. And intelligent also, if they understand, then what's the point?
Yeah. Is this for an intelligent person or a fool? Yeah, it is for an intelligent person, but the point of this intelligence is to go mad, is to become a fool. Because if you've not gone mad, your intelligence is not complete. At the peak of your intelligence, you have to go mad. So a fool who cannot understand anything, if you observe such people, you won't find them sad. A fool who doesn't understand anything, like children, they don't understand anything, they don't talk sense, they're very happy. If you talk to them, they'll say things that don't make sense. Like for example, you have a child and you ask her, "Is she your friend? What's her name?" Very happy in their madness. Yeah. So that's the difference between confusion and madness. Confusion is you don't know and you're not confident. You're lost. Like confusion is this state. Madness is you don't know, but you're very confident. Correct, no? So that's how, if you see in Art of Living, people have done unthinkable things. Madness. So if you really want, to do something big and want something to come, go mad. And nothing makes you go mad like love. So know that beyond all knowledge, and the purpose of all knowledge is to realize that your life It's a love story. And go mad in love. Take Gurudev.